Good afternoon and welcome to the Bloomfield Design Review Board on Wednesday, May the 7th at 2 o'clock, and we'll take attendance, and it looks like everybody's here. Neil, Michael, and myself. And could I have a motion to approve the minutes from April the 16th? So moved by Neil, seconded by Michael. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And new items on the agenda, site improvements for 5710 Weathersfield Lane, Weathersfield Apartment. Hi Corey, welcome.
Thank you. So yep, I'm Corey Christensen. I'm the new planner here at the township. So our first case tonight is for 5710 Weathersfield Lane. This is for general renovations to the existing apartment complex. It is zoned RM. It sits in a sea of single family zoning. There's R2 on both sides. There's also some R3 to the north. And then this is an aerial of the property showing you kind of the density of it. It's a multiple structure apartment complex, and then it abuts primarily single family homes. There's Corton Road to the north and then Telegraph to the west. And so this is the full list of all the updates they're doing to the property. It's pretty extensive. So they're going to be replacing all the siding on all the buildings with vinyl, replacing the front elevation shutters with new shutters. They're going to be installing limestone base around the base of the structures. They're going to be repairing and replacing all the balconies. So the handrails are going to be replaced with aluminum, and the decks are going to be replaced with a Trex decking material. They're also replacing all the lighting out front in front of the front doors, and then they're also going to be providing an overhang now when you enter the structure. So I can show you some of those images. So here's where it really the applicant breaks down the different materials and changes they're doing. So you can see there's 4 types of structure. There's the Brockton, Dartmouth, etc. So that, if you reference back to this drawing, shows you which building aligns with which aesthetic. And then here it shows you what colors they're going to be going with for each type of building, as well as materials. And the new design, you can see there's quite an upgrade to the front entrance. This is an example of the new lighting that they're going to be providing. So if you look at here's some of the renderings. It shows you the existing on the left. There's no canopy or anything when you enter. There's 2 lights to the side. They're kind of modernizing it with a more contemporary aesthetic for the lights, and also providing you some shelter when you enter. And then, there's some various photos for you to review and look at. And then I also did a site visit, and you can review those photos here for existing conditions. And that's it for my presentation.
Nice. Looks good.
Yeah, Patty and I are the only 2 who do recall when it was built, the
That's
original.
right.
And this is really an upgrade from the original property, and certainly, it's obvious they're investing a lot of money into it, and it's really enhance the whole area. So I'm very much in favor of it.
Absolutely. So I'll make a motion that we approve the plan. Is it a plan? What is that?
Site plan.
Site plan?
Yes, site plan, please.
Okay, that we approve the site plan as submitted.
Support.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All passes. Thank you.
Thank you. I didn't even get to say a word.
Yeah, that's the way we like
You
it.
want to come up and say hello?
I didn't word, no, but
You're welcome to come up and speak like
No,
at
too
the
late.
Oscars, you know. You've gotten your award.
Here's your Emmy.
I gotta tell you, ownership is very, very excited to get going.
David, can you speak to the microphone? So
Oh,
we
I can do that. I
Thank
can do
you.
that. Ownership is very, very exciting. Thank you for your approval. Congratulations on your retirement.
Thank you.
But yeah, ownership is very, very excited. I think property was built in '68, and actually I got married in '84, and I lived at 6080 Pawtucket in 1984. So I know the property, and look, it's on the corner of Main and Main, and I think what we're going to do, and it's just really going to pop. So we're excited to get going. Thank you.
When do you plan on starting?
Well, they wouldn't allow me to apply for the building permit until you did your thing. So I'm gonna go downstairs right now, and I'm gonna tell them we were approved. It may not be in the computer yet, so hopefully, probably first week of June.
Sounds great.
Probably first week of June. All materials are being procured, and we're getting ready to go. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Best of luck. All right, item number B, signs 43003 Woodward Avenue, the mobile gas station, correct?
Correct. So this is a application for a new sign at the corner of Woodward. At Square Lake, I believe. Okay, good. I knew that.
Yeah.
So the zoning of the property is B3. You can see it sits within our commercial corridor along Woodward, office to the north, some multifamily to the west, and then again, single family over to the east. Looking at an aerial, I'm sure you're all familiar with this property. It's at a primary intersection in our community,
Just
and it's been a
past it
project
on the way
that
here.
you've been dealing with. So the plan is to put a monument sign right here at the intersection of Square Lake and Woodward within a vegetative, landscaped area. This is where it sits within the whole site plan. It'll be down here at this corner. We checked and it is not within the clear vision zone, so it won't be obstructing anyone's view when they're making a right turn there. Let's see, dimensions. So it's going to be 4 feet tall by 8 feet wide. And there's going to be a brick base along it. And that's it for my presentation.
Any questions, comments?
No, I'm glad to hear that there'll be landscaping, which is part of what we request, so it looks good to me, and unless there's anything,
Michael?
Michael, make a motion that we approve as submitted.
Support?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It passes. All right, wonderful. Yeah, good luck. Good luck. All right, next, okay, did you want to talk us again? Oh, good? Thank you. Item number 3B3, 4009 Telegraph Road, the Shell gas station now. Corey, back to you.
So this is the gas station right here at this intersection. It's an existing development, so they're simply seeking to reface their existing sign. So there's not a new location for it, there's not a new square footage, it's just a new face for it. But here's where it sits within the zoning map. So you can see it's in our B3 zoning, adjacent to B2 and B1. There is some single family, but it's quite a bit tucked away. The closest residential would probably be that RM to the east. Looking at an aerial, it sits within a strip mall development, pretty typical layout for a gas station. And then the existing location is right at that intersection. We did look into it. We believe that the area of the sign dedicated for the numbers is in excess of the 10 square feet maximum required in our ordinance. But since it is an existing sign and they're simply refacing it, it is a grandfathered condition, so they can maintain those larger numbers. Otherwise, you have a letter from the applicant there, and that's my presentation.
Okay, and that's the Shell gas station at Maple and Telegraph, correct?
Yes.
No?
No, sorry, Long Lake.
Long Lake, oh, right here, Long Lake and Telegraph, great.
So I'm the fuel supplier, in case you're wondering here. So everything outside Shell is not my company. So I was-
If you have something to say, go on.
Go ahead, I'll do it. Sure.
Yeah.
Was there a question I needed an answer?
No, I was confused when I see Scott, I think of Maple and Telegraph.
Oh.
I didn't know he had his hands into these other gas stations too, so
Gotcha.
my apologies.
Okay, no, that's
Yeah.
So this is an existing sign?
This sign was actually refaced without a permit.
Okay.
And that happened before I worked there, so I can't really speak to why or how that happened. We pull permits for everything we do. Now that I'm there, I don't know why that happened, but that is the new sign that's already in place. We were told that we need to get some landscape around the base of it. I don't know if the brick base is the brick base still necessary if we have land? Okay, so we're gonna have to add a brick base to that
That was
and
my
some
question
landscape.
I was gonna ask, so good.
So yeah, but I just wanted to make this right because we have this sign that wasn't technically permitted and it exists though, and so it's not quite conforming and we need to know what we can do. You know, if we're here to beg forgiveness, basically, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm certainly,
Hang on, Scott, did you
Oh,
have
I'm
a
sorry.
comment?
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
So what I was gonna say, it has been like this for a while. It's a little tough to get, as you see, there's very, very little room underneath there, and there's no footing underneath to hold the brick base. And as far as any landscaping that showed previously, as soon as the landscaping goes vertical, it's gonna block all the words on the sign. So what I wanted to suggest, again, I'll do whatever you guys wanna do, but what I wanna suggest is Jimmy has been in to redo this site. And I believe he just pulled back because of the possibility of getting a variance for the liquor in his garage. So he's redoing the site where he's gonna beef up the entire landscaping and everything. So I was gonna suggest if we can leave it like this until he goes through the process and do it all then, because it's probably gonna have to be taken off and put back in or relocated according to his new site plan.
That's a whole nother process though, Scott.
Yeah.
So I'd have to, I don't think that we should wait. I think we need to move forward.
Okay.
'Cause like-
Can I just do a ground cover maybe around it, or does it need to be there? Because the brick is.
I think we need to follow our ordinances on this,
Okay.
and then we'll look forward to working with Jim on his other plan.
Okay, so brick monument.
Yes.
So that's all it needs, brick monument to move forward?
And then add vegetation around the base.
Even,
The brick
yeah,
base.
even a ground cover or something that,
It's gonna have to be ground cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what kind of like radius around the sign for the ground cover? Just make it look nice?
I think.
Well,
what's-
if
go
you
ahead,
want to
Dave.
propose a plan and have the planning division take a look at,
Yeah.
generally, it's probably going to be at least a minimum like 24 inches around,
Right.
so that you have, a way to screen that base, but still add some vegetation around it.
Yeah,
Administrative.
And ground cover can be maintained so that it doesn't exceed your signage.
exactly.
Yeah, and Scott, we'll just have you work with the planning department, and they can administratively make the decision with you.
All right,
Okay.
perfect. That makes it easier.
Okay.
I'll email Andrea and Chris. All right,
Okay.
excellent.
Thank you.
Very nice.
All right. Any other questions from the board?
He's nice. You're Corey.
If not,
make a motion, we approve with, there'll be some brick around it and some ground cover as approved administratively by the building planning department.
Support.
support, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Nope, it passes, great. Move for adjournment, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are done, thank you.